YouTube friends, welcome to the Red Parrot channel. I am your host, Mary Ellen. This is an episode of Craft with Me, where I am working on the elephant journal that has taken a sudden and shocking left turn, and I am super happy about it. If you've just joined me, I have abandoned what I was gonna do, and I have now made a completely different cover and shape of pages. Just putting some of this stuff away, blah, blah, blah. So where are we at? I've taken these off. Don't think I like them. Which is totally fine. We're allowed to change our mind. Get rid of these little hairy bits. So we have got, where have we gotten to? So I have sewn everything on. So I don't know if you can see, there's all of that basting, and you can see everything, nothing falls, so it is absolutely all fixed down except for this stripe and this stripe. And I have a basic, that's where the center is going to be. So we're going to have a front that looks kind of like that, a back that looks like that, or a front that looks like that, and a back that looks like that. I like this. So, technically speaking, next step is to just go. I don't want to do that yet because kind of freaked out. It's steeking. It's like if you were me, you would have the same trepidation. Another fun thing to do with fabric, and that I rarely show, is the picking apart of things, the taking apart of garments. And I think it's another one of those things that's important to show because there's thought involved, I suppose, is a way of putting it. And it's also kind of fun to watch minor destruction happen. So I'm going to put this aside, and I have two things that I want to do. One is I need the back fabric, and if I'm going to slice this down and probably create, let's see what we're going to do here. I probably want a 2-inch, yeah, 2-inch. Promise that's the same size. It just looks weird because it's at the end. A 2-inch backing, and then an inch spine for 2 signatures. So it's probably going to get large and chunky without much effort. So I need spine fabric and I need backing fabric. Previously discussed, I want to use this as the inside fabric. So it'll sort of open and do that. And I think maybe, almost certain, kind of certain, maybe, I want to use this fabric. Isn't this yum? Oh, this is another beautiful garment. Let's show you isn't this pretty? It's so pretty. And ooh, it's also got lining to it. Bless everybody that lines their stuff. Anyways, that's pretty. But this is velvet. And we can probably, if I do something like, hang on, wait. This would be the test. So I would do that. So I want that as the border. And then we might do something on the seam there. But what I need is a sleeve. And so we will set about take out the sleeve. Oh, so interesting. The lining stops at the sleeve. That's fine. Don't need to worry. These are not the good Do I need to get the good fabric scissors? Oh, I think we'll be okay. We'll be all right. I know I have an entire dress, and I'm always quite, I don't know, fussy, fussy, mindful, careful about how I cut things up. Because you never know what your next project's going to be, or how much stuff you wish you had. Okay, well, let's leave that. So one sleeve is good. This is such a yummo color. And this also has got a lot of trim on it. Trim and fancy. Oh, wow. So, sleeve off. Oops. Sleeve off. So the back is pretty plain. And I wonder if does this peel off or is this stitched in? Ooh, this is stitched in. You see? So whereas this on the other garment was basically an iron-on patch, this is sewn into the garment. Very fancy. Very, very fancy. So we will put this aside. Plonk. And we will keep on. Ooh, little pretty. Keep on with it. Let's do this. I really appreciate being able to, wow! Appreciate being able to take things apart. So look at that seam allowance. For anybody who sews, that is 1 3/4 inch seam allowance. That is bananas. Normally you have something that is pretty scant. And I'm going to say that this is probably, for the purposes of custom, you get like a basic template, and then you're just sewing however much based on whatever that blank is. That's my working theory anyways. And given that there's all that extra material, we are going to do this. Okay, that one doesn't want to, got a lot of back stitching happening here. Oop. Okay, so we've got that now. And we have a hand sewn, maybe hand sewn cuff. Let's undo the cuff too. Oh yeah, it is hand sewn. Okay. So thready threads. More threads. There we are. And so we have taken this apart. That's what we have. There we are. Okay, good enough. So this is pretty yummy. I'm just playing around with the foldy folds to see what it might look like. Now I'm going to do a hidden spine for this, so whatever is going to be the spine is going to be the spine. How wide is that? Is that 3 inches now? Oh, 3 inches exactly. Okay, so that is too much, I think. What is 2 inches? Yeah, it's too much. So let's try this one. Wow, it really puckers the fabric, the doing the stitching on. That's fine. This is too much. Yeah, okay. So we need to do the plain bit. Here. So now, question is, can I just do that? And just have it as sort of a bit of a, I want to say manky, but not perfect? Or do I want to have something that's just really all la-di-da? If I do it perfect, this will, it'll be such a high contrast with this because this is so scrappy. So I think some of this edging would actually be appropriate. And there's a little bit of not greatness to it. Okay, so let's try that. Ruler. Oh, it's gonna crash, oh. Somebody, and I'm not saying who, has an empty DISH. And there's trouble brewing. That's just all I'm going to say about that. So if I cut that sort of there, I don't need, how tall is this? So what about 10 inches? What are we doing? What? I can hear you. So can everybody else. Careful, you're good. What are you doing? Stop with the yeah, that was all Gracie. She's banging up against the table. Oh, jeepers, you mutton chop. She does know how to make a point. I'll give her that. I will give her that. Okay, so this is 2 inches. Horseshoes and hand grenades. And that's 10 inches. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Now if I cut that like that, I'm going to have a 1/2 inch seam allowance. 1/2 inch seam allowance. I'm going to have an inch spine. And I'm going to sew this to that cut piece. So I think so far, wish us luck. Wow. There. Okay. We've got lots of extra. Okay, so that's that one done-ish. Okay. Oh, stop. So that's going to go like that. We're going to sew it like that. And part of me wants to put something down there as well. You know what I mean? Like when they have the cover and the spine that are 2 different, they quite often will have like a transition strip like that. And if I would do that transition strip, I would probably want to have it quite dark, possibly black. Padding it isn't going to make it any safer, but it will make me feel better. Wow. Just needs a little bit of a trim. There. Okay. Now I am just avoiding doing this this intense exercise. So I'm going to take the pins out because this blade won't travel very well over pins. We've got that all sort of conditioned well. Just making some checkity checks. It's in fact 12 inches, so 6 inches is the cut line. I'm pausing. There's no reason to not. I am perfectly safe. There we are. That is, okay, we're doing it. Oh, we did it. Okay. There's the back. There's the front. Oh, stop. And then that's going to be sewn like that. Okay, and because we have the skill, I am going to put you on pause. I'm going to sew this and we're going to come back. Wish me luck. Okay, and we are back. And we have that. Ta-da! Let's flip it over. So we have added some, but not a ton of space. And we've lost a half an inch-ish on either side. So this isn't the perfect 6 inches anymore. We've got sort of 5 3/4. I got 5 1/2. So there's some space. So note to self, this velvet moves like nobody's business. So while I tried to get a fixed seam allowance, you can see where that did not match, and on this side did not match. It's okay, we are still good. So we've got that done. Okay. Next step is, the other thing, I might use some of these beads to just do some, a bit of decoration. And I've got, this is a thread, I might do some decoration. Or I might just use that to sew them on. I don't know, maybe not. But we're getting there. We are close to having a cover. So the next thing we need to do is deconstruct part of, this is pretty, squirrel, this garment that I'm holding way up high. So this is such a pretty. And then the back is equally as pretty and plainer. And I think I want to do, what are we doing over there? Oh, I know. I think I want to use the back. Okay. So more on this notion of, I wonder what their seam allowance is here. See, another like huge honkin'. And somebody did hand stitching on this. That's where the original seam is. It looks like it's coming apart. Then there was a seam stitched here and then another one here. It looks like that one was taken out. Yeah. So there's a lot of adjustment that's happening on these garments. Super interesting. And then again, side seam, whacking big side seam. Okay. And I'm not inclined to just go at it, if you know what I mean. Like I want to preserve as much as I can. Because you never know, man. You never know. It's more hand stitching. So interesting. Oops. Yep, that's hand stitched. There. And then this. If you're going to use a blade, be very careful. This is hand stitching. That's so interesting. So the machine stitching popped out easy peasy, and now we're into hand stitching, and it is a total different ball game. And it's so interesting because we have such a, I don't want to say prejudice, but I think bias maybe towards, oh, if it's hand stitched, it's not any, it can't be good, which is possibly more a commentary on the quality of people's hand stitching or their belief in their hand stitching than the actual stitching itself. Okay, now what have I accomplished? Not much. You could and that's fair to say. Maybe I just need to whack some of the bottom off after all that nonsense. Yeah, we could do that. That's the side we took. And I kind of want to keep that part. And I'm okay for this to be kind of scruffy. Scissors? Anyone? Peeler? There we are. So that's the bottom. Let's take it all the way over to here maybe. A little extra. What dot am I following? Following that one. Okay. And then like that dot across. There we are. So let's put that down. Give this a good old fashion fold. There we are. Bada boom, bada bing. And so that don't need to do anything with it particularly. And I want, what do I want? I want that to go like that. Ish. There we are. So it'll be trimming. Not too much. Little flaps hanging out. And I need to, because I'm going to be doing a hidden spine, I am going to be putting the spine in here and sewing the signatures in and then doing this. And that will be the way this gets attached. So we need to get going on the other bits. So that is, I think, all I'm going to do for this up until this point for now. So thank you for staying with. I always need moral support when I do these wackadoodle cuts and pickouts. Please take very good care of yourself. Stay out of trouble. Always love you lots, and we'll see you soon. Bye now.